Now we have the muscles of the shoulder. And the biggest muscle of the shoulder is the trapezius muscle. It is made up of 3 parts. Let me make sure we can see this on the video. Position it just so. The other way. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let me make sure I can see it in my corner. Let me get a little more adjustment there. Oh, okay. That'll do. The 3 parts of the trapezius muscle are named according to their insertion, really. They're all known as trapezius muscle, but we have the clavotrapezius muscle, which starts out here on the spinous processes of those cervical vertebrae and inserts over here on the clavicle, giving it its name clavotrapezius, and its fibers run in this direction. Then there's a broad edge, and I'll have to lift that edge up. You can see that edge right there, between it and the next part of the trapezius muscle, which has been torn away a little bit on this sweet ink. It's called the acromiotrapezius. The acromiotrapezius originates out here on some connective tissue, which in turn is on the spinous processes of those vertebrae, and then inserts on the acromion process of the scapula. I like the way this works out. The next part is the spinotrapezius, and you can see a distinct edge of connective tissue right between those 2 muscles right there. And then over here we have usually a layer of fat, but this mink has been very well cleaned. So we have this little muscle coming into a point right here, and it's called the spinotrapezius because it inserts on the spine of the scapula. This is a good time to go to the next little muscle, because where the spinotrapezius comes to a point, another spino muscle begins, and it's kind of a football-shaped muscle or an ellipse right there, and it's called the spinodeltoid. Its full name is spinodeltoideus, but for our reasons, for our work, spinodeltoid will do. So it's spino to spino. It also works with the clavo. We have this clavotrapezius to the clavobrachialis, so it's clavo to clavo and spino to spino. Here's the trick. There's also an acromio. We have acromiotrapezius. It passes under this little strap muscle here to the acromiodeltoid right in there. And those 2 are the parts of the deltoid muscle that are showing on the superficial view that make up the deltoid, just like on you. You have a spinodeltoid and a acromiodeltoid. Now we have to fish and hunt for the acromiodeltoid, and it's that one that helps me say, acromio, acromio, wherefore art thou, acromio, which can kind of help you remember where those 2 are located. Now this little guy that passes over has the job of elevating the scapula, and it's the only one where its fibers are running in this direction. All the others are all coming to a point kind of this way. But this one's running toward the head. And when it contracts, it pulls the scapula up and pulls the leg forward so the animal can run forward and leap over brush. This little muscle is called the levator scapulae. Now if you want to think of it as elevator scapulae, that's a good way to think of it, and just leave the first E off and you will have the levator scapulae. Good job, good job. Now we have this big broad back muscle, back strap, bacon. It's called the latissimus dorsi. That's a nice big strap muscle. And while we're here, we can do the little muscles of the arm. This is of the upper arm right here. The outermost muscle, right back there, has a huge name for a little bitty muscle. His name, and I've got my probe under it there, is the dorsoepitrochlearis. Or said correctly, dorsoepitrochlearis. But if you just break it down into syllables, it kind of helps you spell it. Then we have the lateral head of the triceps brachii and the long head of the triceps brachii. Now those are just 2 of the 3 heads of the triceps brachii. The other one is found a little more deeply, and we're not going to do it on our practical. We're just doing the 2 surface heads of the triceps brachii.